Our conversation with the friends from Penns Manor School District brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people, and we'll let them guide this discussion. I know there are a couple of basketball players in the room with high school principal Michelle Dolges and with elementary school principal Kristen Zieglen. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's good to have you all with us here today. Okay, ladies, how are we starting? We start in high school or elementary?
We'll start with high school.
Okay, very good. Very good. Michelle, principal at the high school. How are things going? And then you can go ahead and introduce the two basketball players you have with you.
Absolutely. Things are going very well at the high school. We've been in session 5 days a week since the beginning of the school year. We're very fortunate. Mr. Johnston is very, unless there's cases in our school district, he's very insistent on keeping us here and keeping kids going. So it has worked out well for us. So things are going well at the high school.
Terrific.
And I have two kiddos with me. I have Dmitri Lieb. He's a senior. He's going to talk about the boys basketball team. And I have Katelynn Hnatko. She's a junior, and she's going to talk about our girls basketball team.
All right, very good. Dmitri.
Sophomore. Sorry, I was making her a year older. She's in 10th grade.
She had a pretty good game last night, Katelynn. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's talk with Dmitri first. Mr. Senior, had your game the other night against Homer Center. Dmitri, you guys look like you're primed to try to do something special on the basketball floor this year.
Yeah, we have a very good group of seniors. We show good leadership. We have a good group of boys. We can play up to 12 guys on the floor, and we just have a great team. We're all good together, and we just play well.
A bunch of aggressive guys, too. I guess when you go that deep, you've got fouls to give, but you really get after them.
Yeah, we really are aggressive, and we like to move fast.
Yeah, well, that's a neat way to play, and so you matched up against Homer Center the other night. As Coach Lansbury has you on the practice court, what's he been telling you about your potential as a team this year? Is he telling you guys can be very, very special, or is he simply saying let's do it game by game?
He tells us both to play every game like it's our best because we don't know, the season could end at any time, But he definitely thinks we can be a great team and be one of the best in the conference.
Well, that's the goal. You want to get to that championship, which unfortunately this year isn't going to be at the KCAC, but it's still a pretty special thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right. So, Dmitri, as a basketball, we've seen you on the football field. You do special things. We've seen you do some really neat things on the basketball floor as well. So the question has to be, if you have to put on a football uniform or a basketball uniform for a day, which one are you putting on?
Oh, man, that's a very hard question. Honestly, I would love to do both in the same day.
You're not allowed to play basketball with a football helmet on. You do know that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Dmitri, what's the plan for you after school?
I think I'm going to go to West Virginia for engineering.
There you go. That's a pretty intensive program. I happen to have a niece who is at West Virginia right now and taking up that very path. So I know that's a pretty big challenge.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Try my best.
You can do it. Katelynn, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us here today as well, representing the girls' basketball team. A lot of success for that basketball program over the years, and you've got some really nice ball players. You as a young player coming in and being led by these veterans, it must feel pretty good to know that you've got that basketball tradition behind you, huh?
Yeah, it does, definitely.
All right, so last night we had your game against Homer Center. Didn't work out for you at the end. That must have been a heartbreaking bus ride home.
Yeah, it was real quiet, and we were all pretty upset by it, but got to move on to the next one.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You do have to move on. The next one is coming up, and it's another chance for you as a basketball team. Katelynn, you play generally underneath the basket, and that can be some pretty rough work in there. There's some big girls on Homer Center's team, but there are big girls all across this conference, aren't there?
Yeah, Molly Kosmak for Homer, she was really big and had to be strong underneath the basket and do what I could under there.
Yeah, she's a shot blocker too, so that's pretty tough. But what about basketball is so appealing to you? Obviously, you've worked on your game. You're getting significant playing time just as a sophomore.
Yeah, I've been working hard over the summer. I went to as many things as I could, league games and open gyms, and just try to get better as a player.
Yeah, let's talk about your coaches because you've got a good group. They've been there for a long time. And Miss Fennell is back as well to help out with the basketball program. Must be pretty good to know you've got quality coaches leading you.
Yeah, Meloser and Starin, Fennell, and Manny are all great. They all help out, and you can always ask them like what you need to improve on, and they'll tell you, and you'll just get better with them.
Yeah. All right. So I know you've got team goals as you head further into this basketball season, and you'd like to play your way through the Heritage Conference, and you'll be aiming for the semifinals and then the finals as well. Kate, what about you in terms of your academics? What are some of the things you like to do in the classroom?
I don't know. Nothing I really dislike, but I think my favorite's probably like literature and the civics, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not a bad course at all. That to me, that's where my interest lies most as well. For you, do you have long-range plans? You've still got time as a high school student, but have you begun to even look into those types of things?
Honestly, I haven't yet. I haven't really figured out what I wanted to do yet.
Well, you've got the staff there at Penns Manor High School to help you figure that out over the course of the next couple of years. Hey, thanks for visiting with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Dolges, Mrs. Zieglen. Who's next? Or do we have anything else to cover from the high school angle?
No, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot going on around the district. Everything's pretty limited in what we can do. But I do have to say the kids have been great. We have had a great start to a year, as odd of a year as it has been. The kids are great as far as, we've made so many changes. We have the kids all spread out in lunch. Some are eating in the hallway, some are in the gym, some are in the cafeteria to space them apart. And the kids are great. Nobody complains. They just kind of go with the flow. We were concerned about the masks and how masks were going to go over, and for the most part, I don't have anybody that fights you about wearing a mask. I think the kids do a better job than the adults. Sometimes I think the adults are more upset about having to wear a mask than the students are. So for the most part, the kids have been great. I can't complain. It's been as smooth of a start to a school year as we've had, and given the circumstances, the kids are just doing a phenomenal job.
Terrific. Kristen Zieglen, what about at the elementary level? I'm assuming the kids have adjusted pretty well to the masks there, too. This is a common thing now, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I tell you what, they're all really good troopers going along with everything. And everyone, the overall consensus is that we are just happy that we're here. Every day we are just so blessed that we're able to be here. And it's because of the community as a whole, from the parents to the community members, the teachers, the staff, the cleaners are phenomenal. Mr. Dalton here has, runs these facilities. The administration, we have the best superintendent, and I would put Mr. Johnston up against any superintendent in tri-states.
Wow.
He is just phenomenal. And, our kiddos, they're just, every day by day. As Mrs. Dolges was talking, I was just thinking back to a day in July when we were all sitting around the boardroom table and, saying, how are we going to do this? And I can remember saying, I said, well, we're putting all of this work in, and we probably won't even be there by the second week in September. And, boy, I'm just glad I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And we're just day by day, but we're doing really, really well.
Well, that's terrific news. And if Mr. Johnston is going to go up against all those other superintendents, give him Lieb's football helmet, will you?
Yeah.
He might need some lead blockers there as well. From the elementary school perspective, Kristen, I'm sure the kids have all adjusted, and you would love to get to the day when you can just start talking about school programs and things of that nature. But what are some of the things that you look forward to in the coming months there at Penns Manor?
You know what, and we are, I put it out to our curriculum leader teachers, challenge them with, let's look at how we can have a little bit of normalcy. So, we are looking at how we can do our spelling bee. We're still going to do it, but it'll look a little bit different. We just won't have the parents come in, but we're still going to do our spelling bee. Right now, our science team of teachers, we're looking at a virtual science fair. Just trying to still do our programs, have a little bit of normalcy, but of course it's just going to look a little bit different.
Yeah, it is. But you'll forge forward, and congratulations to the school district on coming at least this far and doing such a fine job to keep the kids focused and really working hard to make sure that you can stay open. We appreciate it. We appreciate your visit this morning. Thanks all for being with us.
Hey, thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
All right. Have a wonderful day today at school.
All right, thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.